All right, here we go. Question number 6, version B from our 1316 homework number 3 in MyLab Math. And in this problem, we have the inverse sine of the sine of 9 pi over 7. First things first, the inverse sine of the sine, since those trig functions match, those are going to cancel. And the answer is going to be the angle 9 pi over 7 if it's within the appropriate range of values. So for the inverse sine, we are bounded between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. 9 pi over 7 is definitely not in that range. Here's why. If we go to the coordinate system, starting at 0 degrees, if I go counterclockwise, because positive angles go counterclockwise, all the way around to pi, that's 180 degrees. If I go to pi, that would be equivalent to 7 pi over 7. 9 pi over 7 would be 2 pi over 7 past pi. So 9 pi over 7 throws us into quadrant 3, and that is definitely not within the range of negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. And so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to find the reference angle, determine the appropriate quadrant based on the sign of the trig function, and then that should give us our outcome. So our reference angle theta is going to be the distance from the x-axis to 9 pi over 7, and that is 2 pi over 7. Do you understand that? To get from 7 pi over 7 to 9 pi over 7, you have to go 2 pi over 7. And since we're in quadrant 3 and we're doing the sine function, we know that that outcome will be negative. So our reference angle is either going to have to be a quadrant 1 or a quadrant 4 angle. Remember, based on our limitation of negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, but the outcome also has to be negative. And so that means that quadrant 1 is out. All of the trig functions are positive in quadrant 1, and therefore the angle cannot be a quadrant 1 angle, so it's going to have to be in quadrant 4. And that means that our angle, our answer for this problem is going to be negative 2 pi over 7. Remember, if we're bounded between negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, and the angle happens to be in quadrant 4, because sine is also negative in quadrant 4, then that angle is going to have to be negative because you're going clockwise. And so now that we've kind of talked ourselves into the answer, now we're going to check with the calculator. So in radian mode, we're going to input the inverse sine of the sine of 9 pi over 7. And if I did all of my work correct, I should get negative 2 pi over 7, which we did. And now for the final check in MyLab Math, the answer is negative 2 pi over 7. And we're done. Man, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.